Okay, this video is talking about a movie I'm not entirely sure should have been made, called Fright Night 2 New Blood. Yeah. Now, okay, this is a quick recap. Fright Night, horror movie about a vampire moves in next door to this guy. He's suspicious of him. He thinks this guy's weird. What's going on here? And he thinks he's a vampire. Now, through the course of the movie, he realizes that he is a vampire, and then it becomes. And then at the end of the movie, they try to kill him. Spoiler alert: they kill him. If you ever seen like the original Fright Night, and then they did Fright Night 2, which was his sister, which is the sister of the vampire that they killed in the original movie, coming for revenge for her brother. And it's like, oh, okay. I'm like, that's cool. I like that movie. And then they did the remake, and I don't know what everyone else thought. I don't know what other people thought, but I thought it was pretty good. Colin Farrell, not the first person I would have picked to play a vampire, but he wasn't supposed to come off as a vampire at first. Like, you're supposed to be suspicious. Like, is he not a vampire? But you do. So, like, Colin Farrell's, I think, good for that. For the whole, I'm not sure if this guy's a vampire or what thing. And the remake was, and I thought the remake was decent. It was pretty good, and it's got Doctor Who in it. So if you like Doctor Who, you want to see the guy do something else. There he is. He's in this movie. Now I didn't think, because it's been years. It's been a few years since that remake came out, and I was thinking, and I thought, like, if they're not going to do a remake of the sequel, of the original sequel, then they would, if they were going to do it, they would have done it by now. But nothing came out. And then I was on Netflix one day. I see this movie. I'm looking through the movies, looking for something I haven't seen, something new, maybe something I never heard of. And I was looking through it, and it says Fright Night 2 New Blood, and I was like, what? They finally fucking made it. It's about time. Like, what the fuck? This took forever. So I click it, I start watching it, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Alright, because it's like, okay, I can tell it's like, this movie went straight to DVD. Like, obviously, this is like a straight to DVD movie, which is probably why I never heard of it. And then, okay, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, okay. It's just like, I'm getting into the story a little bit, and it's like, okay, they're college students. Okay, they're college students, and they're on a trip, which goes along with the original sequel, that he was in college when all this started happening. And then they had the trip thing. They had like the trip thing, so they'd be actually going to a country where vampires are sort of, from. So they're in this country, and I notice, like, his girlfriend is there, and I'm like, oh, okay, changing it up. Okay, now they're changing it up a little bit, because his girlfriend from that first movie, the original, wasn't in the sequel. They broken up by the time he was in college, so he wasn't there. And then I noticed they had a character in this movie named Evil Eddie, and I'm thinking. Now, my first thought was, oh, he made friends with another guy named Eddie. I mean, that's a little weird, but not impossible. You know, they don't give like the name. They don't give out names like every like 50 years or something. You know, you can have two people in the same decade named Eddie. That's not impossible. Okay, so I'm letting this all slide, and then they start talking about Vincent, and Vincent's hosting a freaking web show instead of being a stage performer in Vegas. And I'm like, and they're acting like, and then this is where I start realizing, okay, something's wrong here. Something's wrong with this. Like, they're acting like they don't. He's acting like he doesn't know Vincent already. He knows Vincent already because they killed a vampire together in Las Vegas. He knows him. Turns out, then I'm watching it more, and I'm like, they are completely ignoring the previous movie. Like, completely ignoring the previous movie. And not only are they not so much that they were ignoring it, then I start watching, and I keep getting more and more into it, and I find out the vampire's name. And I find out the vampire's name in this movie is Jerry. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. She has the same name. It's a female vampire named Jerry. So she has like the same name as the vampire in the previous movie. Like, what the? That's when I realized what they were doing with this movie. This movie was trying to remake the remake, but also remake the original sequel. I don't know how the fuck you do that. I'm sitting here watching this movie, and I'm like, okay, this movie just became stupid. Like, why would you do that? Why would you try to remake two movies in one? It made no sense. And then on top of that, try to do something and try to make it new, and then try to make it like completely different. I'm like, okay, this makes no sense. So I'm gonna keep going through this movie and then see if it gets better. It's like, no, it didn't. Finding that out just kind of ruined the movie for me. They rehatch everything from the remake. They rehatch everything from the remake. They barely used anything from the original sequel. They barely used anything from the original sequel. The only thing they used from the original sequel is the fact that the vampire was a female, and that was it. Everything else in this movie was rehatched from the fucking remake. Like, Eddie gets turned into a vampire. They have to kill him. They even what was the line? Welcome to Fright Night for real. That's in there. Except he added bitch on the end of it because he was talking to a female vampire, so he added bitch on the end of it. I think the only thing that was the girlfriend gets turned for about 5 minutes. The only things that were, I think, like, the only things and the new things were the main character, whose name I forgot his damn name. The main character he gets turned into a vampire, and I can't remember why the hell she turned him, but she did. and after he was turned, he was going to try to use his new vampire power to stop her. Vincent showed up at the end of the fight and basically he pretty much did nothing. The only thing he did do was throw that fake weapon he made up for his web show into it at the vampire, and that's it. That's what he did. And then God, dude. Oh, what was the other thing? Like, she wanted to be immortal. They borrowed from, I think, the Lilith myth or legend or whatever you want to call it. Like, she would bathe herself in a bath of blood to make herself young again. And that's what she did. She would like lure some young person into her lair, like cut her throat and then bathe in her blood. That's what she did. So then so she needed a special person that was born in a Pacific day and time and drink their blood, so she would be youthful forever and wouldn't have to bathe in blood anymore. At least that's what I think. I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of stopped paying attention to some of the stuff in this movie when I found out what they were doing. So I think that's what was going on. I think that's why she needed her. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I'm watching this movie. It's like, why? I'm like, why? You could have. I mean, you could have made like a sequel to the remake and just been done with it. You had to go that extra step. Excuse me, and make a damn remake to a remake that involves stuff from the original sequel, and I don't understand why anybody would do that. Okay, well, to wrap this up, that movie is a bad movie. I think I gave it like 1 star on Netflix. If you want to go check it out on Netflix. Go check it out. Like, watch the train wreck. You know, that's all I can say. Like, go watch the train wreck. Because that's what it was. It was a train wreck. Like, it wasn't even decent. The remake was at least decent. This movie was an absolute, I'll say it again, train wreck. If you're a fan of Fright Night and you just want to like hurt yourself, this movie would be a great way to do that. You know, without all the physical damage. There's gonna be mental damage. You're gonna have mental scars, definitely, but God, I don't even know what to say anymore. This movie was just awful, and I don't know why they did it. Yeah, that's it. I'm sad now because I had to make this video. Bye.